This top 10 list contains elements that are not suitable for people under the age of 14. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, I do not own any of the songs in this video. All rights go to their respective copyright holders. Previously on Ultranatic. This is a list of what I consider the top 10 worst hit songs of 2010.
I'ma be rich, baby. What? I'ma be. What you want right now? What up right now? I think you need to close your mouth, 'cause you ain't gonna tie me down.
Got it? Good. Back to the action.
Number 5. Say, remember when I talked about Take It Off? It's amazing a song can be that bad to me based purely on production. But yeah, Dr. Luke dropped the ball on that one big time. But despite that misstep, I stand by that Dr. Luke is actually an above-average producer, as well as a below-average human being. But when he's responsible for songs like this, and this, I have to appreciate that for as terrible as he is at being a good person, at least he's good at making music. Some people suck at both.
All that bullshit's for the birds. You ain't nothing but a vulture.
Yup, the song at top taught in the Shadows list of the same name as mine.
Yeah, Chris Brown would have been #1, surprise.
And I find it hard to disagree. It is a loathsome, irredeemable, depressing song. Like, how was this made in 2010? Shouldn't have come out like 6 years later? I mean, why not? Chris Brown and Tyga have inexplicably been around to this day. It fit fine. Well, okay, Kevin McCall vanished, but still.
You regret the day when I find another girl, yeah.
Okay, I'm just ranting here. What is this song? Well, it's a breakup song where domestic violence defending Chris Brown,
Ain't nobody judging 'cause I'm black or my controversial past.
alleged age of consent breacher Tyga,
They say she young, I should've waited. She a big girl dog when she stimulated.
and producer Kevin McCall, whose worst crime is this smile. Seriously, who do you think you are, Momo? Are whining and moaning about the girls they're leaving.
Thought it was true love, but you know women lie.
My shawty always on some bullshit like Chicago, so I flip that middle finger and the index finger follow.
So what's wrong with this song, aside from, oh, let me go down the list here, the lackluster, almost non-existent production? The dreary vocals that convey 1% effort, if even that?
I know you mad, but so what? I wish you best of luck. Now I'm finna throw them deuces up.
And the ugly, mean-spirited lyrics.
We ain't got no future and tomorrow I'm a dick, so it shouldn't be that hard to swallow.
Which do nothing but display these guys as unlikable alpha male, without any understanding of how to sound as such.
I hate liars, fuck love, I'm tired of trying. My heart big, but it be quiet.
Guys, you're leaving them. What the heck are you drawing attention to yourselves for? And fame is not the right answer.
I got a new chick, and she ain't you. She part and thick. She give me deja vu.
And I thought Pat Monahan was bad about showing off his girlfriend. People, I'm not a psychiatrist, but if you're showing off your new girlfriend to your ex-girlfriend, you are not over them and have more insecurity problems than Steven Universe did in Steven Universe Future.
I don't know, it just seems like you're sad about all your friends drifting away. So you trapped us all in this dome to keep us from leaving.
I don't see the connection.
Moving on to something better, better.
Ugh, this song is so miserable, I'd rather not talk about it anymore. Deuces to Chris Brown, and deuces to any respect he might have had for me in the future. Now get this crud off my screen.
Cause your body like a
Number 4. I want to make a rule about no ties, and I don't intend to do it often, but I will do them if and only if I feel it's appropriate. And given these two songs have the exact same artists in them, just flip between who's the featuring credit, I figured this more than made sense.
Coming at your mouth with your blah blah blah. Zip your lip like a padlock.
And
My first kiss went a little like this. And twist. And twist.
you know what's amazing about these songs? It's that I don't think they're terrible for the same reasons others do. Not that those reasons aren't true. I guess I have to go into detail here. We have two songs, each with Kesha, known at the time as a dumb party girl with no filter. And yes, she was on more than one terrible song on this year-end list. And electropop group 303, who are known for having one of the most pretentious spellings for a group name ever, and having the swagger of Bulk and Skull if they were unpopular.
This is like whiskey, it gets me drunk. And I wake up in the morning with the taste of your tongue.
And if you thought Eenie Meenie was a childish song, these two pieces of music make the Wiggles look like the Beatles. They have the most annoying clutter production of any song on this list. One of them thanks to Dr. Luke, again. And some of the most irritating uses of auto-tune ever, especially from Kesha. Although 303, even if they had auto-tune, would be unbearable just on personality alone. But what about the specifics? What are these two songs individually about? Well, Blah 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 is about Kesha picking up a guy at the bar.
Wanna dance with no pants on? Meet me in the back with a jack of the jukebox.
Or in this case, two guys with the likability of ashtrays.
You be delaying, you always saying some shit. You say I'm playing, I'm never laying the deal.
And My First Kiss is about, well, 303's first kiss, which, okay, must mean grade school.
Lips like licorice, tongue like candy. Excuse me, miss, but can I get you out your purse?
I'll stretch it out to maybe middle school or even high school.
In the back of the car, on the way to the bar, I got you on my lips. I got you on my lips.
The bar, okay, you're adults. Then why are you borrowing lyrics from Alice Cooper's School's Out?
And no more books. Oh, what is with that? How do you get away with that?
However, while the things I mentioned are terrible elements of both songs, they are not the reasons they're on this list. I can handle stupid, I can handle annoying, I can handle obnoxious. What I can't handle is phony.
I'm gonna be naked and you're wasted.
That is the first word I would use to describe both of these songs. Because the early 2010s had trends for ironically stupid music. And these people are clearly trying to cash in on that, but totally failing to do so. It's so transparent too, right down to one of the songs having blah 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 for half the lyrics.
Coming at your mouth with your blah blah blah.
And then another one of their lyrics being this.
Cause I don't care who you are in this bar, it only matters who I am.
I am sick of record industries thinking that's the way young people talk.
Then I don't have to try, I just do what I does.
And even in My First Kiss, which is obviously about something much dirtier than just a kiss,
Excuse me, miss, but can I get you out your purse?
the attitude is fake because these lunkheads aren't really owning this chick.
At the foot of the stairs, with my fingers in your hair, baby, this is it.
You won't ever get enough once she gets a little touch. If I had it my way, you know that I'd make her say.
So the sex is consensual and it sounds like she's into it. Why don't you have it your way?
If I had it my way, you know that I'd make her say.
Well, I'll tell you why they don't have it their way. Because this situation didn't happen. And if it was just meant to be a story, that'd be fine. But it sounds like they want you to take this at face value, and I'm sorry, but they clearly made this story up.
My first kiss went a little like this. And twist.
My first kiss went a little like this.
And Kesha is just going along with it while doing basically the exact same thing in reverse in Blah Blah Blah.
I don't care where you live at. Just turn around, boy, let me hit that. Don't be a little bitch with your chit chat. Just show me where you
I guess between them, Blah 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 is a little better because at least Kesha has experience in her arena of vapidness, but neither of these songs are respectable as art. At least Pat Monahan is genuinely in love, at least the new boys genuinely want other girls. Even Chris Brown and company are at least genuine D-bags, but you guys aren't genuine anything. Genuine posers, maybe. Well, I can at least declare myself more genuine than these people, because I genuinely despise both of these songs.
You know that I'd make a say.
How can that?
Number 3. I'ma Be is on this list. Which means the number 1 hit song from this year that ranked higher than it in my worst number 1 hit songs video was bound to be here eventually.
Popping bottles in the ice, like a blizzard. When we drink, we do it right, getting slizzard.
I've covered this one recently too, so I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I do want to contribute something new by the end of this pick.
Now I'm feeling so fly, like a G6.
To recap, I hate how clunky the production was by the Cataracts. Seriously, who names themselves after a symptom for vision loss?
I'ma make it fit. Girl, I keep it gangsta. Popping bottles at the crib.
I hated how Deb, the chick behind the chorus, sounded more like a computer program than Karen from SpongeBob.
Like a G6, like a G6. Now I'm feeling so fly, like a G6.
Must be the dial-up thingy.
You're right. Must be interfering with their circuitry.
And I hated how the Far East movement showed no dignity, nor even a real identity. They were just piggybacking off the trend of party/club anthem.
Ladies love my style. At my table getting wild. Get them bottles poppin'. We get that drip in that drop.
And the lyrics, even if they're trying to invoke the atmosphere of a party, are just about drinking.
Now give me 2 more bottles, cause you know it don't stop. Hell yeah. Drink it up, drink it up. Sober cause around me they be acting like they drunk.
Like, it's all about drinking alcohol, or fighting people with said alcohol.
Take that bottle to the head and let me see you fly.
So this is barely even a party, it's more of a bar brawl. So even you guys have no idea what a real party is.
Acting like they drunk, acting like they drunk. We're sober cause around me they be acting like they drunk.
Shouldn't the party be fun? Because even for people who stay drunk 24/7, I doubt they call this fun.
Now I'm feeling so fly, like a G6.
But the reason it's worse than Blah 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 and My First Kiss is that, while all 3 of these songs are completely disingenuous, at least Kesha's songs are within the same ballpark as her other big hits.
My friends think I've gone crazy. My judgment's getting kinda hazy. My steez is gonna be affected if I keep it up like a lovesick crackhead.
Which makes her faux club life attitude really confusing, but at least I can see someone buying it. Like a G6 is the discount version of a fake party jam. And even then, you couldn't pay me to listen to it outside of this ranking.
Make you put your hands up, make you put your hands up, put your hands up.
Okay, I'll do it, but not because I want to party, because I want to surrender. Please, end this. No more. No more.
Now I'm feeling so fly, like a G6.
Number 2. I could make an extensive list of songs that I love that everybody else seems to hate, but songs that I hate that everybody else seems to like is a little bit trickier because I can't think of that many. Until I came across this. As far as liking this song goes, I could not be further on the opposite spectrum.
Cares if you disagree? You are not me. Who made you king of anything?
Yup, y'all are likely gonna hate me for this one. I mean, I can't guarantee that everyone likes this song, but off the top of my head, I can think of 3 people who do. Sicka BOT1, Mark Grondin from Spectrum Pulse, and The Social Tune. These are all music critics on YouTube, current and former, with a lot more experience and credibility than I will ever have. And they've all made their own 2010 best hit song list. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you want to check any of those out. Where King of Anything respectively placed at numbers 9, 2, and 1. I want to reiterate, if you like this song, great. please keep liking it. My opinion is not here to make you think the way I do. It's just here to reflect on music at the time and how I really feel about it. And sadly, my opinion on this song is not very positive.
You've got opinions, man. We're all entitled to them, but I never asked.
Rude.
Who died and made you king of anything?
Okay, let me back up. I should give some context. Sara Bareilles is not new to the music scene. In fact, her biggest hit came a few years earlier with the song Love Song.
I'm not gonna write you a love song, 'cause you asked for it, 'cause you need one.
Now, I love this song. It's sharp, sympathetic, and paints a very strong picture of the narrator's emotional state in a relationship.
Head underwater, and you tell me to breathe easy for a while.
And apparently, King of Anything gets a lot of praise for doing something similar only after the relationship is over. Because this song is about Sarah telling some mansplainer slash ex-boyfriend off who thinks he's better than her.
You got the talking down, just not the listening.
And God, I hate this chick. Not Sarah, I meant the narrator of this song. Which was written by Sarah, so maybe I do hate her? No, ignoring who wrote it, I don't hate Sara Bareilles, I just hate how she wrote the protagonist.
You sound so innocent, all full of good intent.
I'm no fan of mansplainers either, and I hope I never become one. But no matter how hateable the guy in the song is, the main character should still be written likably.
So let me thank you for your time, and try not to waste any more of mine. Get out of here fast.
If you're telling a guy off for being an entitled narcissist, go on, do so. But you shouldn't sound like you're entitled and narcissistic as well in the process. And that's exactly the impression I get from the singer.
You've got opinions, man. We're all entitled to them, but I never asked.
But it's more than just the smugness, because I could maybe forgive that if the hero was written more three-dimensionally. And what character is Bareilles going for?
I hate to break it to you, babe, but I'm not drowning. There's no one here to save.
Strong and independent. I think we need to break it to writers in any medium that strong and independent is not a character.
I'm not the one who's lost with no direction.
Yes, characters can be strong and independent, but there has to be more to them than that. What made them strong? How did they gain their independence? Well, you'd think the relationship would answer those questions, but I have no idea what actually happened in this relationship.
But you expect me to jump up on board with you and right off into your delusional sunset.
Which is a pretty big problem when you want the audience to identify with the main character and their conflict.
It's like the story of Hamlet. If you were to tell us he was a young guy who wanted revenge and his childhood was fine, what would that tell you? Nothing. You need to connect socially with him. That's how you make us feel sorry for him.
All we do know is the guy is mansplaining to her without letting her get a word in edgewise.
So many things I'd say if only I were able, but I just keep quiet and count the cars that pass by.
And then, supposedly, the first thing she says to him is,
You've got opinions, man. We're all entitled to them, but I never asked. Cares if you disagree? You are not me. Who made you king of anything?
I can't be the only person who found that a little hostile. Like, by the song's own admission, you stayed quiet while he talked.
So many things I'd say if only I were able, but I just keep quiet and count the cars that pass by.
So what opinion were you giving that he was disagreeing with? We don't know. We never get those details. All we do know is that the narrator doesn't need anyone to help find her strength.
I'm not the one who's lost with no direction, but you'll never see.
Unless you hear the bridge, which says otherwise.
All my life I've tried to make everybody happy while I just hurt and hide, waiting for someone to tell me it's my turn to decide.
What happened to I'm not drowning, there's no one here to save?
I'm not drowning, there's no one here to save, waiting for someone to tell me it's my turn to decide.
Evidently, someone did have to save you, because Waiting for other people to tell you it's your turn to decide is something only done by stereotypical damsels in distress and doormats. And that is why I hate this song. It's so impressed with itself while having no real depth and completely shooting its own argument in the foot. I don't consider this clever, I don't consider this complex, and I definitely don't consider it likable. Not because the guy didn't deserve it, he probably did. But because if I can't get behind the lady in a situation, then no one wins. Again, if you like this song, please continue liking it, and while I won't apologize for my opinion, I will apologize if I was spoiling your fun. Maybe this song was being addressed to me specifically, in which case, Sarah, if I am king of anything, it's of hating this song, because I doubt anybody else is taking that throne. And even though I've likely lost a lot of people for being a Dunkin' Downer, the show must go on. But before we get to what I thought was worse, let's look at a few dishonorable mentions.
Taste me how to duck, taste me how to duck, taste me how to duck, taste me how to duck.
I feel like I should hate this more than I do. Not that I like it at all, but the other songs on this list did more to tick me off.
Call me Mr. Flintstone, I can make your bed right.
While this wasn't a great year for pop music, a lot of the bad stuff, like this song, was hilariously bad. Y'all know what part I'm talking about.
And I got a grocery bag.
No idea what he was going for there, but it cracks me up. This song is a complete joke, but the beat has more personality than most other David Guetta songs, so I gave it a pass.
Take my order, cause your body like a carry-out. Let me walk into your body till you hear me out.
Speaking of jokes, this is just a Lonely Island song that happened to be made by Timbaland.
Baby, you're looking fine. I have you open all night like your eye.
His sense of humor wouldn't make a 5-year-old laugh, but it made me laugh. Oh God, that's pathetic.
Honey got a booty like pow, pow, pow. Honey got some boobies like wow, oh wow.
And speaking of pathetic, how will.i.am convince Usher to sing this? Not to mention, why bother asking if you were just gonna mimic his swagger?
I fell in love with Shawty when I seen her on the dance floor. This one got me whipped just off of one look. Yep, I fell in love.
OMG might be a more appropriate title than we expected. Enrique, you can do so much better than this. Although maybe I should count my blessings because you can also do so much worse, but
Please excuse me, I don't mean to be rude, but tonight I'm fucking you.
Save that for next year.
Maybe it's true that I can't live without you.
This sounds exactly like Can I Have This Dance from High School Musical 3.
To figure out the rest of my life, and you've already got me coming under. Won't you promise?
Now won't you promise me that you'll never forget to keep dancing wherever we go next?
And even though I like that song, when Disney Channel original movie-inspired music pops up on the charts, it reeks of corporate interference. Which I'd be okay with if the song didn't stick out like a sore thumb. Okay, I appreciate your honesty, guys, but you failed to give the listener any other reasons you be good boyfriend. All you talk about is what scumbags you are, but hey, you'll love us anyways because at least we're honest.
Now I may not be the worst or the best, but you gotta respect my honesty.
Yeah, that's something the Blue Fairy might respect and no one else. This is the unofficial number 11 because the production on this one belongs in a boss level of Luigi's Mansion.
Go low.
Also, after Eenie Meenie, I'm tired of hearing nursery rhymes being used as genuine lyrics in hit songs.
Be like knick-knack, paddywhack. Oh, when my kitty cat give a dog a bone.
But Ludacris's rapping is still impressive, so I grant this song mercy. Which cannot be said for one other song. You wanna know what I consider the worst hit song of 2010? Let's find out.
What's your name? What's your number?
And the number one worst hit song of 2010 is... Excellent deduction, Watson. No, it didn't chart this year, and even though I called it a dishonorable mention when I went over the worst number one hit songs of the 2010s, I actually kind of like it. It's awful, but like I said earlier, I have an extensive list of songs that I like that others seem to hate. Heck, another dishonorable mention from that list I still enjoy listening to is Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines. But I get why both of these songs are hated. One for being explicitly about fellatio with no attempts at being clever or sexy about it.
Show me a perfect bitch, you got it, my banjo. Talented with your lips like you blew out a candle.
And the other for being a skeevy, pervy song with rapey implications.
Try to domesticate you, but you're an animal. Baby, it's in your nature.
But I still enjoy them both for the solid production work they each have. Now, what if you fused those two songs together but took out anything about it being catchy? You get what I consider the number one worst hit song of 2010.
Hey, when I give you these keys, homeboy, don't move my car, man. I'm right in the front, you dig? Don't move my shit. Go, girl, it's your birthday. Over wine, I know you're thirsty.
So, what made this the number one worst hit song of the year for me? It appears to have more effort put into it than many of the other songs on this list.
We don't buy no drinks at the bar. Pop champagne cause we got that dough.
And yeah, effort is something I appreciate, even if it's for something I despise. But that didn't save this song. Mainly because it took me 2 hours to listen to it all the way through. Yeah, when it takes me multiple tries to get through a song, that does play a factor in how horrible I think it is. But it's not like Take It Off where the production was so horrid. The composition here is only mildly annoying, like maybe a 4 out of 10 quality-wise.
Pocket full of money, club don't jump till I walk inside the doorway. Bottles of that rosé.
The actual rapping and singing in the song have decent executions.
Then I'm trying to kick it, play a little soccer, and bust a couple off, blocka.
And the two artists in this song both have defined authentic identities. And hey, that's genuine, so by my own previous statements, that should be a positive quality, right? Actually, it's because these guys are genuine that this song is at number one. Because they genuinely want to commit rape by getting this girl plastered.
Go girl, it's your birthday, over wine, I know you're thirsty.
Yeah, that's why this song was so hard to get through. It's unethical subject material, the roofie colada.
I got a table waiting, what you think about a convo? And if you like it, baby, we can take it to the condo.
And if anyone thinks I'm reading too deep into this song, trust me, I'm not. They say just as much in the lyrics.
If you like the condo, we can move the party to the bedroom. I'ma beat your body like a Congo. The Henny in your system, you start drunk texting and suddenly you miss them. Since we in the club, for now, might as well get another round. Blame it on the liquor, he works every time. Notice there ain't nothing in your cup, so get here, baby, let me fill it up.
Hey, what's in this drink? Cabs to be had out there.
Now there is one lyric that made me think that maybe these guys honestly want her permission first.
Make your body rise like you're puffing on a joint, though. Girl, that's only if you want dough.
Except, multiple guys getting one woman drunk is usually not them trying to make her forget her crummy workday.
I make him say, just like I'm your doctor. All I prescribe is cranberry and vodka.
That's them loosening her up to where she can't make her own decisions and other people can influence her.
Might be too drunk to know so.
Which is amazing considering the hit song Trey Songz had before this was titled Can't Help But Wait. Which is about how Trey Songz is a nice guy.
And I don't wanna come between you and your man, no. Even though I know I treat you better than he can.
This is why no one trusts the nice guy mentality, because then they'll just get you drunk so they can do what they want to with you when you weren't with them in the first place.
Well, I retire from the bull like Pippin. Trying to get you home, or would you be Marge Simpson?
So yeah, we got how this song is like Blurred Lines, but how is it like Whistle?
I'm a damn shame, order more champagne, pull a damn hamstring, trying to put it on ya.
Because that song was a lot of things, but I wouldn't say manipulative was one of them, so what could they have in common? Look, Whistle's about a blowjob, and so is this song.
It's your birthday, over wine, I know you're thirsty.
I know the title could be referencing all the champagne this girl's being offered, but come on, you all know exactly what they really mean.
Know it's somebody's birthday, well, where you? And I know you're thirsty, but don't know where your glass at.
But if you want to pretend it's not about the sex act and just about alcohol,
notice there ain't nothing in your cup, so get here, baby, let me fill it up, fill it up.
That's honestly worse because I keep getting reminded of what these quagmires are doing.
If you like the condo, we can move the party to the bedroom. I'ma beat your body like a Congo. Bang, bang,
I have a set of values and these guys are offending all of them. And the worst part is they don't even seem to be ashamed by it.
Shame, baby. Yeah, that's how you do it, girl.
I mean, I guess most D-bags who would try this wouldn't feel that way, but these guys seem downright ecstatic about committing this sex crime. I don't care how blurred the line is here, it's still obvious they crossed it. And that's why I consider Say Ah by Trey Songz featuring Fabulous to be the #1 worst hit song of 2010.
Let me hear you say ah. If you want me say ah. It just makes it easier.
And that was my top 10 worst hit songs of 2010. I hope you enjoyed it because somebody had to. It wasn't fun listening to these awful pieces of music. Is there something more uplifting we could focus on? Sounds good to me. Join me next time when I go over the top 10 best hit songs of 2010. Because sweet pumpkin pie, we need some levity.
Don't